Well, hello guys, it's been a while. I'm ElfNet Gaming, and we're back on my bench here in the shop. And what you're looking at here is an HT1250. This is a conventional radio, handheld. The unique thing about this is that this is a model that I don't see a lot of. This is a low band, a VHF low band, low split. Well, no, not low split, but I think the nature of about 35 to 50 megahertz, the VHF low band, and you can always tell a low band handheld by the long antenna. When you're dealing with things like UHF, you'll have a little thin type antenna, or you'll have a little short stubby like this, a thick stub. 800 megahertz. Usually your antennas are longer than UHF. They may have a ball on them, may not. They may have a band on them. The Motorola 800s, it will say 800 on them. That a lot of other brands won't. Of course, you could always unscrew the antenna and look at the label under it, give you some kind of idea of where that frequency is. The VHF Hi Band antennas are not quite as thick as this, not quite as long. They're probably about that long, and not quite as big in diameter as this. This radio has headset channels on it, because when I got the radio, it had some stuff in it. None of it was really usable. Low band is a good band for propagation. It does perform well. Just like 10 meters, things like that. And it is FM. This radio won't go down to 10 meters. It won't go into 6 meters. I've already tried modifying the software for that. It just will not do it. The software version I have in this radio is newer than what is currently available for modification. So, the hell with it. I put in some business band frequencies and some things around town here. People that do use low band, some businesses, the general business band frequencies. And I even got a little naughty, and I put in the 49 megahertz frequency on my headsets. These little Radio Shack headsets that I did a video on about a while ago. 49.830 megahertz. I actually put those frequencies in this radio because I was more to entertain myself. And before anybody starts harping around saying, oh, you're transmit on this. Now, I haven't transmitted outside of my shop, which has an RF shield in it. So it doesn't get out. The only way RF gets in and out is through one of the mini antenna ports that are coming in. So I haven't transmitted on this radio outside of this building. So I made a label, headset channels, so I know generally what's in it. You look at the screen, it says pink dot. Pink dot is a general business band frequency here. And we got GBB 1, 2, 3, and so on. But I'm going to change zones here. The headsets. So headset channel 1. Now, I'll turn on the headset. I'll turn this up. Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I could put it on now. 1, 2, 3. So it is. Oh. It is receiving. I don't know if you can hear it. Receiving, receiving. And then, of course, turn the volume up here. Don't know if you're going to hear it in the headset here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, it works. Keep in mind, I am in a place to where the RF isn't going to leak out, so don't panic. This is not something that you want to do. It's technically very illegal. This is an 8-watt radio transmitting on a part 15 frequency, but however, it's not leaving the room again. I feel I need to stress that because sometimes people on the internet just don't get it. More for my own entertainment, really, is why I put it in there. I'm not sure what else is in this radio. I left the original zones in this thing. I'm not sure what PEC. Okay. So it's got like this stuff in it. From the old police department that it came from. So I left it in there just because you can take a look at the back. It's a very clean radio. It's even still got its little side piece. Model number for those interested is AAH25CEF9AA5AN. That's the model number of this radio. Anyone wants to look that up. Like I said, I've tried to modify it to go into 6 meters, to increase the frequency range of the radio. But I was unsuccessful with it, and just kind of left it as is. Stay within the range that it operates in. Another radio that came with it was this one, Ritron Patriot. This also is a VHF low band radio, as implied back here, 3850 megahertz. RPM-050-N. I do have the mic, but the cable is in sad shape. I don't have the power cable, although I probably could dig one of these up. And that is very loose in there, and I don't know if that's just the design of this radio or what. Amazingly enough, I do have the programming cable and equipment for this radio, and yes, it does work. I did put an alligator clip in and a ground and got it working. So that's all I know about that one. It's safe to assume that it is wideband. Wideband is still legal in low band. I ended up with another Motorola CM300. This is not a digital model. Model of this one is AAM50KQF9AA1AN. Anybody wants to look that up? I don't know. I don't think, excuse me, I don't think this is a trunking radio. Matter of fact, I'm sure it's not, because I'm looking at the program. I just programmed this. I put in some railroads. I put in some, not local sheriff's office, but a couple of counties over and things like that. All the police and sheriff here where I'm at are all 700 megahertz, or 800 megahertz rather. At least in my county, it's 800. Next county over is 800, and then some of the ones further on out are either on the state 700, or they are VHF Hi Band, and I put those in here. And this radio came with another one, which is that 1225. Currently have it scanning those. Texas, the Law, Interop, and the KCS, of course, Union Pacific, MERS, I just put random things in and got it in scan. Put it in scan and just let it go. The same thing with this. This one here has more railroad in it than the 1225 does. It also 1225 came with a DTMF mic, whereas the CM300 just had the plain Jane mic that I put in a box somewhere. And moving on, kind of more of a Cadillac here. A much better radio. This is, I do believe this is a 45 watt radio. It's a VHF Hi Band. It is a CDM1550 according to the faceplate. Model is AAM25KKF9DU6AN. Look that up and verify the power, but I do think that it's 45 watts on it. This one here is loaded up with so much stuff, mostly all railroad. It does have local ham stuff in it. It's got railroads, it's got the MERS, the weather. It's got all the stuff the 1225 has. And it came with a plain old mic. I also have the bracket and an external speaker and all the little bits for it. So that's that. The most interesting bit was the low band portable. I've never seen, in all the years that I've worked on these portables, these radios, Motorola's, I've never seen an HT1250 in VHF low band before until this one. And I not only got the one, I've got three more. One of them has a problem with the volume knob. You can't turn it down. It's wide open all the time. The other two are fine. Actually, the one with the volume knob I think got dropped because it's not outputting any power and it's got issues. It does receive quite well, but according to the service monitor, it receives well. But it's not outputting any power. This is not a big deal. The others work fine. And then, of course, you know, there were some more of these little VX180s in there. I had some spare batteries I put on them. I've already run them through the programmer and put in, you know, put in stuff. I've got a little repeater sitting over here on a dummy load. That's what it's kicking back on. But anyway, that's what I have now. What else is there? There's not really anything else to show. It's been kind of slow around here. I'm been having to deal with some financial crap. Things like that. Getting close to the holidays. It's just been kind of slow. I'm expecting some more MTS 2000s to come in. I'm also expecting a Baofeng T1 that I'll be doing a review on. That one mainly as a gift for someone else. But I'm gonna review it and try to walk through some of the front panel programming if it doesn't come with a programming cable. Try to fumble through that, you know, for your amusement, of course. And a rebanded MTS 2000. I have one here. This is a flash port. It is in a 2000 case though, and the reason for that is because the programming port on the original case, something happened to the ribbon, couldn't program it, so I put this case on it. I had an extra. I actually had a dead VHF 2000, and I just put this Jedi case on it. Although it looks like someone had soldered the stuff on it there. That was a turn-in swap radio long ages ago, but this radio works, though the battery is completely dead on it. This radio does work, but it's not rebanded. It's got the old band in it, And I have random bursts of static when I put it on the local county system. Random bursts of static coming across it indicates that radio has not been flashed for the new band allocation. So I'm supposed to be getting one in sometime shortly after the first of a rebanded one, and hopefully I can just clone. Also to note, this radio, the original guts are 6-button. This is a full keypad, and it's really confusing because these buttons here to select your menu and zone do not work. Those are up here on 4 and 6, 5 and whatnot. So yeah, I kind of keep this around, just parts, maybe programming the new one up. Hopefully, like I said, I can just clone it and have my have another radio for the work crew. We do have a talk group on the county system for radio service, and you know, I'll load it up with all the police and everything like that, but I'll keep the radio set to the county talk group for us. When we're working with the other shops or whatever, we use it. It's more convenient. Excuse me. So you can expect that. Yeah, both on T1, maybe a pair of 5Rs on the MTS 2000 coming in, along with the rest of this stuff that I've got in on a the person that brought all this in traded all this in for discount and bought some new digital stuff and some airtime on our DMR system. So it kind of works out. I mean, I'll use these VHFs here to listen to railroad or do some stuff on 2 meters or whatever. It's about all they're good for anyway. I mean, they are narrow band, and if I find a VHF customer that's looking for used radios, I'll mention them. I don't know anybody that's going to be needing a low band portable. But yeah, other than that, that's about all that's really been going on here. As far as radios go in the gaming realm, things were posted on my Steam group about that. But anyway, that's for another video. I am ElfNet Gaming. And be sure to leave a thumbs up, like, all this, that, and the other. You know what to do at YouTube. Even though YouTube is on its last leg, it seems. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it because I want to try to share experiences and information with others, or maybe try to teach someone a little something. If anybody out there knows anything else about any of these radios that I did not mention, any tricks or anything like that, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Be aware that the comments are curated. They are moderated. That means I read them before they get posted. I don't know what it is, but some people in the world just cannot contain themselves with the comment section, and they gotta leave hate and insults and other stuff for no good reason, and it really makes no sense. So I stopped that. So if you come here to comment something stupid in the realm of insults or hate or whatever, negativity, just be aware that those comments are in vain, because they'll never see the light of day. I'll see them, but that's about as far as they go, and they immediately go into the rubbish bin. The rest of the subscribers, the loyal fans, and all the rest of you aren't going to see those comments publicly. There's really no need for it, and it really doesn't solve anything. I'm going to keep doing what I do, regardless of what comes through social media. Social media is not my life. I am not Philip DeFranco. I am not any of the other YouTubers out there that live off of YouTube revenue. I really don't care about that. But anyway, like I've said before, if it makes a buck in the process, so be it. If you feel the absolute urge to want to support this channel, there are links to Patreon and all that stuff on the About section of the channel. You can go there and do that. It does help, although I do have my job and etc., etc. What Patreon will do, support will do, is help buy things for me to tear apart on camera or review or show you how to use, or try to fumble through some China English language translations or something for some kind of amusement. I don't know. I try to do the best I can, and I'm sorry if it's not good enough, but that's probably the only time you're going to hear me apologize for anything like that, so don't get used to it. I do apologize if my content is not good enough for, like some. I am not in any way, shape, or form a professional video creator, content creator. I just do this when I feel like doing it, when I have something interesting, when I just feel that, oh, hey, maybe I want to share something with some people online. Maybe somebody's got a question. Maybe somebody has a low band HT1000 and they don't know really anything about it. It's an 8-watt radio. It's full of menu options. It's about 35 to 50 megahertz, as I already said. It's, or how to identify the radio by its antenna, as mentioned before. So, with that, I've held you guys up for 20 minutes now. I'm going to let you guys go on to doing whatever it is that you were doing on YouTube. And I'm going to go and do what I was doing before I turned the camera on. I am ElfNet Gaming. Sure to leave a comment, a thumbs up, yay, hey, hoo, subscribe. If you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it. It lets me know that people are actually paying attention, watching, and maybe somewhat enjoying what I'm doing. And with that, guys, I will see you in the next video.